The Genesis season is underway, and there's going to be a lot of exciting events that I'm going to be talking about as they are announced. And the first one here is, of course, regarding the gamified earnings. Upland is sticking with the weekly release format where every week they announce 2 new missions that you need to complete for it to count towards your UPX earnings for the next Sizzle season. Upland has also introduced this brand new Completionist badge that will be awarded to anyone who completes all of the gamified missions for this season. This is a brand new badge, and I know that people have been asking for something like this since they introduced gamified earnings, so it's nice to see Upland taking that feedback into consideration and finally rolling out this feature. In this video, I'm not only covering the first 2 missions, but I'm going to explain my strategy around determining if I'm going to be completing all of the missions or not, and how this might help you as well. I'm YK2012, founder of the Upland Guide. I'm here to unlock the secrets of the Upland metaverse. On this channel, you can find everything you need to build your Upland empire. Expert tutorials, winning strategies, pro tips and tricks, and a lot more. Hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to stay ahead of the game. Remember, knowledge is power, and in the Upland metaverse, that knowledge is truly your most valuable asset. During this Genesis season, there are 6 weeks where each week 2 new missions are going to be introduced for a total of 12 missions. Here you can see the time schedule of the release of these new missions and how it works. The most important thing is to note that only the current week's 2 missions can be completed. So if you missed out on it, you've missed out on it for good. I've created a seasonal UPX earnings calculator that I will dive into in a moment, which will really help us to determine how many missions you might plan on completing. But the first thing that we need to see is what your earnings will be based on the number of tasks that you've completed this season. Your boost factor grows incrementally as you complete up to 5 tasks, and then from 5 tasks, you jump all the way to 12. And then the next step after completing 5 tasks is all 12 of them, where you will receive the maximum boost of 15.19% on your UPX earnings for next season. Here are the first 2 missions for this season: to burn a Genesis Season Pass or a Genesis Week Pass, and to start 3 buildings with Sparklet in Sydney. So I'm not a player who's super interested in these Seasons Passes and receiving the cosmetic airdrops that come along with it, but when it does come to UPX earnings, it has piqued my interest. Now, if I want to buy a pass, I have 2 options. I can head over here to the UPX store, and I can see here that a pass will cost me $6.99. I'm using my desktop browser. If you're going to be opening this up on the app, you're going to see a price that is going to be higher than this. So if you do want to purchase it, make sure you open up the browser, even if it is using your phone. I've got quite a lot of UPX, so I'm going to also check out the secondary market to see if there is anything here that is being sold that might be more attractive to me in terms of prices. Here I can also go ahead and I can filter for sales from UPX, and let's just start at 500 UPX just to see if this works. And right now we can see that the cheapest pass is going to cost me about 24,000 UPX. Now let's head back to my calculator, because now I need to think, is spending this 25,000 UPX or $7 is going to actually benefit me next season with my UPX earnings? So the way this works is I'm just going to input my existing monthly earnings, which is about 545,000 UPX. My current boost factor is 3, and I can see that by heading into Upland and clicking on my earnings. It says here that my current multiplier is currently at 3 for the Blossom season, but this should probably be updated really soon. So I've got the boost factor, and I'm also going to input my status. Now here you will see what the monthly earnings will be for the upcoming season, assuming that I complete these number of tasks. So if I'm aiming to complete all the tasks during the next season, my monthly earnings will jump to 563,000 UPX. But what value is most important for me right now? That's this 36,000 UPX. I'm quite confident that this season I'm going to complete at least 5 tasks, so my only question is, am I going to try and go for all of them? This 36,000 UPX, as noted in Note 1, is the break-even amount of UPX that I should spend in order to complete the number of tasks to reach the next boost factor. So essentially, if I have to spend 36,000 UPX, it doesn't make sense for me to complete all of the tasks. Now this is just looking at it from the perspective of UPX earnings. There is this new element of owning the badge, and that does come along with it a level of prestige, as well as it increases your collector's score. Personally, for me, I'm just looking at my UPX earnings right now, and any badge that I might get is secondary to what I'm looking for. So now this pass that I had looked at before that cost me 25,000 UPX would leave me with about another 12,000 UPX in order to complete the rest of the tasks. This is where I would have to go ahead and take a risk and ask myself, do I want to spend this money now with the hopes that I'm not going to have to spend a lot more UPX in order to complete the rest of the tasks? Or am I just going to pass on trying to complete all of these tasks for this season and just go for the 5? Since I'm not terribly concerned about these cosmetic drops, and I've already missed the very first drop, I'm going to wait until next Monday in order to see the next 2 missions that are needed to be completed. Once I'm able to see those, then that can give me additional information as to whether I want to go ahead and complete all of the tasks or not. There is approximately a 24-hour period after they announce the next missions before these first 2 missions are no longer applicable. I hope this video was helpful. You can find the link to the calculator in the description below and everything you need to know about gamified earnings as well. Let me know, do you plan on completing all of these tasks?